Today, in this session, we are discussing the law of diminishing marginal utility. This is an important one which falls in the category of microeconomic analysis, also an equivalent and significant role in our day-to-day consumption decisions. First of all, let's see certain concepts related to this law. Consumer is the one who takes decision about what to buy and how much to satisfy his wants. Utility is the want satisfying capacity of a good or service. Utility can be measured in two ways: cardinal analysis and ordinal analysis. In cardinal, we can measure utilities in terms of numerical numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. That is, we can measure them in utils. In ordinal, we cannot measure utilities in terms of numerical numbers. We can only rank them according to their preferences, such as most preferred, less preferred, etc. We can only compare the utilities derived from different units of a commodity. The summation of all utilities derived from consuming different units of a commodity is called total utility, whereas marginal utility is the additional utility that a person derived from consuming an additional unit of a commodity. TU is equal to MU1 plus MU2 plus MU3 plus etc. MUN, where 1, 2, 3 etc. N is the number of units of a commodity. MU is equal to TUN minus TUN minus 1, that is marginal utility is equal to total utility derived from nth unit minus total utility derived from its previous units. That difference is known as the marginal utility. The relationship between marginal utility and total utility can be given as: when marginal utility is positive, total utility rises. When marginal utility is zero, total utility is its maximum. When marginal utility is negative, total utility starts declining. The law is true only under certain assumptions. First one, the consumer should be a logical and knowledgeable one. He should not be a drunkard or a drunkist. Second, the goods consumed should be homogeneous or identical. Third one, there is no time gap between the consumption of goods. That is, the consumption of the goods should be continuous. Fourth one, marginal utility of money remains constant during this period. Fifth one, the utility can be measured in cardinal terms. Sixth one, the consumer's preference, income, taste, etc. should be remain constant. The law of diminishing marginal utility was first propelled by German economist H.H. Goosen in 1854. It is known as Goosen's first law. Later, it was popularized by Alfred Marshall in his book Principles of Economics. According to him, it is the additional utility that a person derives from an increase in the stock diminishes with every increase in the stock which he already has. The law states that as we consume more and more standard units of the same commodity continuously, the additional utility derives from each successive unit goes on diminishing. Suppose we are hungry, we plan to have certain oranges. The first orange provides us with great amount of satisfaction. From second, we get only less satisfaction compared to first. From third orange, we will get still less satisfaction compared to first and second orange. After a certain level, the marginal utility becomes zero, then it became negative. The law of diminishing marginal utility can be explained with the help of a table and a diagram. In this following table, the first column represents the number of units of oranges consumed. Second one, the marginal utility derived from each successive units of orange. Third, the total utility. The marginal utility derived from consuming first unit of orange is 6. From second it is 5, that is less than first one. From third it is 4, which is still less compared to first and second. The marginal utility goes on diminishing till point 7. At 7, the marginal utility becomes 0. That means the consumer need no further oranges. After that stage, the marginal utility will be negative. But in the case of total utility, the total utility derived from first orange is equal to 6. From second it is 11. That is by adding the marginal utility of first plus marginal utility of second one. That is 6 plus 5, that is 11. From third it is 15. That is by adding the marginal utility of first, second plus third. That is 6 plus 5 plus 4, that is 15. When marginal utility is positive, total utility increases. When marginal utility is 0, total utility is maximum, that is 21. When marginal utility is negative, total utility starts declining. This can be further explained with the help of the diagram. In this diagram, OY-axis represents total utility and marginal utility. OX-axis represents the number of units of oranges consumed. At the first stage, the marginal utility curve and the total utility curve are the same. From purchasing the first unit of orange, the marginal utility and the total utility remains same, that is in 6. Then the marginal utility curve, that is MU curve, starts declining till this point 7. At point 7, the marginal utility will be 0. Then it becomes negative. But in the case of total utility, when marginal utility is positive, total utilities goes on rising. When marginal utility is 0, the total utility is its maximum, that is the point 21. When marginal utility is negative, total utility starts declining. There are certain limitations to this theory. The first one, the law is applicable in homogeneous units of a commodity. The goods consumed must not be in unrealistic quantity. For example, a spoon of water is not a realistic quantity, but a glass of water is a standard unit. The second one, the consumer must not be an abnormal or madman. Third, it is not true in the case of mice because they get more and more satisfaction from each successive unit they consume. Fourth one, the continuous consumption is not true because if they consumed after a long period of time, they get more satisfaction from consuming this good. The fifth one, the marginal utility varies from different income groups. The sixth one, the utility cannot be measured quantitatively or numerical terms. We can only compare them or rank them according to their preferences. The seventh one, if the income, taste, preferences are changed, the consumer may get more satisfaction from consuming additional unit of a commodity. The law is violated in case of rare goods and durable goods. In case of rare goods, that is in stamp collection, coin collection, paintings, etc., the consumer get more pleasure from consuming each successive unit. In the case of durable goods, the consumer have them only once in a lifetime. We cannot compare the utility derived from these durable goods. The last one, the utility depends upon the stock of the other peoples because the marginal utility is a social need.